how much? Thank you. I genuinely, people thought I was acting weird then. I honestly got a cramp in my chest from like laughing. Jam, that was outstanding. That was brilliant. Wow.
It must feel like you're back in Liverpool, Stumpy. Unbelievable scene.
It does. I live like half an hour away at the moment, and I felt right at home with that, Jam. Cheers, pal.
Well, that was about as good as the rest of it's going to get, but we'll try and pick up from there. We have got ESPartaco versus Endpoint. 4-4 versus 2-6. Surely it's Endpoint to lose. And Matane is using an orange car on his blue. We should ban that. I'd ban that right now.
All right, to look at his car. Oh, that's so orange. It's a lovely decal, though. I really like the decal.
Yeah, but we shouldn't use it, should we?
It is orange. Yeah, you're right.
Alas.
You're right.
Alas, it's all good. We have got ESPartaco in orange and Endpoint in blue, which does make sense. And it's ESPartaco to get the early lead.
Yeah, it's Stizzy. Sending really nothing at the backboard, then Archie helping him out massively. Dorito, big interception. Toxic and Matane not realizing the shot is about to come and fly its way in. 30 seconds, and the lead for the underdogs is established.
Well, we have a little tip from the chat. Presumably Tunes has been watching Endpoint today when we've been casting this. Says, based on today's performance, he wouldn't be surprised to see ESPartaco take this one. And 2 goals deep, he's not wrong.
He's not wrong at all. I mean, that's also Matane trying to go for something. And both Arju and Toxic are playing so far ahead of him, but not close enough to have any impact. Stizzy is just in the middle of it all and can clear it away into the net.
Well, let's see how ESPartaco are getting on. We've had a win in their last game and a loss before then. But they did beat Jobless just now. This isn't just beat Jobless, mate. So they are, they're no silly billies.
Toxic hasn't yet touched the ball. He's on 0 points.
Can he get a point? When will Toxic get a point, everybody?
It's 40 seconds in there, 3-0 down, and Toxic hasn't touched the ball.
He didn't get that first kickoff either.
They did?
Right, he's on 2 now. He's on 2 now. So the answer was 4:22. That's when he got his points.
I mean, that is awful, though, isn't it?
A little bit. A little bit. That would have been a shame. That would have been a fun game. When will Toxic get his first points on the board? But it was just from the kickoff, so killed that one before it started. Just like ESPartaco seems to be killing Endpoint in this game before it started. Maybe Toxic thinking he's playing for the wrong team.
And obviously the overlay right now saying 1-0 ESPartaco.
Matane, sorry.
That is not accurate. That is 0-0. That'll be fixed. We've seen our producer say that one's on me. So hopefully that one's going to be fixed soon.
Well, he might just get to leave it. He might get to be lazy if this game continues to go the way it seems to be going.
Maybe.
ESPartaco are just running rings around Team Endpoint, around good old established org in Rocket League, Team Endpoint. It's always a healthier, happier place when Team Endpoint are around. I love that org very much. But it is ESPartaco that just continue to just dominate, really.
Absolutely banged top corner as well. And we spoke a couple of weeks ago about a forfeit rule in competitive Rocket League. Would you just go for it here if you're Endpoint?
No, heck no. 4 goals in game 1 with 3:20 left. It's enough time, even if you are even subconsciously writing the game off, and I don't think Endpoint will be. There's certainly time to get 4 goals. They can get some passes going, they can get used to the server, they can try and get hold of the ball, do some solo plays, etc. But something that happens, actually, funnily enough, and don't shut me up because you will be bored in a second, but stay with me, in snooker, right? When it's early in a match, like frame 1, if a player is even 96 points behind and their opponent misses, so that the frame is over, they'll still go to the table, just pop a few balls, just to get themselves warmed up on that
that's crazy.
to get themselves warmed up on that table, and that is the
That's really interesting. That's crazy.
They can do something similar to, if Ronnie O'Sullivan could do it, so could Endpoint.
Wow, yeah.
So could
That's
Endpoint.
good. I like that a lot.
Well,
boring, aren't you?
Endpoint have got 147 seconds to get themselves back into this game. Oh, what attempted redirect by Stizzy. Couldn't quite get it.
That's woken me up.
Here. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like, well,
yeah, I've just been woken up. That was great. I mean, there's 3 minutes in the pinch, nearly going on target. Endpoint have really struggled to work their way out of their own half. ESPartaco so far as well today, as you said, Cole, 3-1 against Jobless earlier, but then they did lose against Resolve. And I normally put Resolve and Endpoint somewhere similar. Recently, I would put Resolve ahead of them. by a good few places, considering just how incredibly well they did in their late surge. They were actually on for the major at one point, which was incredible to watch. So, but typically I put them in a similar spot. So, Resolve beating them should put Endpoint in decent odds, but we're going by what we've seen. People in the chat saying Endpoint so far have not been the team that we would expect them to be.
Can I ask you something? Why do I hear dying in CJ's voice? I just hear dying in my mind. Has he ever commentated on dying? Or is there a straight OCE player called dying?
I don't think so. I mean, he wouldn't have commentated dying.
Yeah, surely not. I don't think dying has been, in the LCS and gone deep enough for CJ to commentate. I don't know why I hear dying in CJ's voice in my mind. Is that just
it's a little
my
bit of a word like that, though.
Maybe it is just that.
Dying? I get you. I get what you mean.
Maybe it is just that. I'm not sure. I'm sure someone in chat, they normally can help us out if we're forgetting something, but it probably is just that. It probably just sounds like a word that CJ would say.
Yeah.
Dying?
Probably.
Dorito.
That, by the way, is, I think, Endpoint in game 1 very much dying. So it's going to be a tough one to bring back for Endpoint, I feel, as this has been a systematic dismantling of the team.
Yeah, FF Plus. Now's the time, I'd say.
Against
FF.
the MVP of week 1, by the way.
MVP of week 1, Toxic. Who was week 1, Stumpy, MVP, would you believe?
He was of week 1.
Oh, that was a weak one from Stizzy. Should have just put that one away. Dorito keeps it going. You could say they're dying to score more goals, but failing.
I mean, that was, I think, very much an idea of, you know what? I fancy this one.
I saved that. I almost got a goal like that the other day, and it was saved.
I don't think you did.
I was close.
I don't think you did. I think you went to the ceiling, and then you thought, oh, that's on. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you have a shot, and, oh, that was on. Like, why would you save that? That was going to be sick, but obviously it never is.
All right, fine.
Oh, close.
Fine, 5-0. Who predicted 5-0? Who has 5-0 game 1 to dying in the lads in the first square of their bingo card?
That is tough. Tough one to start it off with an Endpoint. Back to that drawing board. And they do not lead the series 2-0. Overlay. They lead it 1-0.
Overlay can't catch a break, can it?
Silly Overlay.
That was a silly old Overlay. But yeah, we're going to be going on to game 2. Toxic, last week's MVP, would you believe? Took a few seconds to ready up, but now he's ready. And forwards we march. Thoughts on Endpoint? What you say? If you're Andy the Mandy. Right, I want you to shut your eyes.
I should be so lucky.
And be Andy the Mandy for the next 60 seconds or so. What are you possibly saying?
All right, I'm saying, where is he even from? Oh, mate, how's it going? He's a bit London, isn't he? He's a little bit London.
He is.
All right, lads, so what we're doing here... I'm shutting my eyes. What we're doing here is we've got to make sure that we don't just let them run all over us. They're outspeeding us so far. So either we've got to outspeed them or we need to fake them a little bit more. All right, boys?
But Andy, sir,
shut up, don't even talk to me.
It's me, last week's MVP, Toxic. I'm just wondering, should I go more solo or more team plays?
I think what you need to do, mate, is just get your head in the game. I don't care if you go for team plays. I don't care if you go for any solo plays, all right? We just need some results on the board. Understood, mate?
Okay, let's go. Do you remember when Gregan kept E United, stop them getting relegated? And you just heard them in that video going, let's go! Among all the macho Americans.
No, let's go! Let's go!
And he's like,
let's go!
It was so funny.
Oh, we love it.
Good guy. Good guy. One of the good guys.
Oh, it's an immediate one for dying.
Andy.
15 seconds in, too. And Andrew the Mandrew is not going to be happy with that.
Mandinho the Mandinho is going to be absolutely gutted. He told Toxic, he just hit the ball. And Toxic's missed the ball. Makes no sense.
He has. And the man is going to be in Shambal.
As 1-0 again. It's just looking like ESPartaco's day, really. Sometimes ESPartaco, when you think of dying Stizzy and Dorito, you think of a team that, when they play well, oh boy, they can be good. But when they play badly, oh boy, they can play
There we go. There we go. That's Toxic with Andy the Mandy ringing in his ear, saying, I don't care what you go for, solo or team plays, just make sure you get some shots on target. And he has done just that. Crossbar downio.
Last week's MVP, Toxic, getting involved all over again. Not his first goal of the tournament, of course, after last week scoring so many.
It's 30 seconds already. I think it's been better for Endpoint. Realistically, Matane, though, has still only got 4 points, and that's going to be an absolute disheartening own goal, I feel.
Why was Arju going back to his own goal like that?
I don't know. He has no
there?
boost. He then went for it weirdly, thought then he had to cover it.
I mean, normally when I call out a play, I get ready to go, oh, clearly he was trying to do it. But, like, what was Arju up to there? I honestly can't see it.
I don't know.
I'll admit it.
It's Dorito now off the backboard, but Matane completely outdoing him. And Stizzy in this series so far has been putting up what I think a lot of people would expect from him, considering the performances that he was putting up in North America. He has been a brilliant player over there, and I think EU is going to be better for him having him back.
Well, here he goes. Just kissing that one into the corner. The player with pretty much the same car as him comes at it in the form of Matane. I swear that is what is confusing Endpoint. It'll be tilting me. Toxic dancing around that ball, pirouetting from left to right. But Dorito and Stizzy combine to get it away, and now Doing can complete the job. Doing.
Reset, but nothing can come from it, and still Endpoint lacking by the one. Right in front of the net, but nobody's actually coming in from Endpoint to try and clear it into any decent position for them to get it a little more goal scorer. Toxic was somehow getting a reset there as well.
Stizzy's just going to send that one wide, and I do still feel that Endpoint haven't graced us with their presence just yet. The only team to have beaten Oxygen last week, oh sorry, let me rephrase, the only team that's beaten Oxygen so far when they did that last week. And what we're seeing against ESPartaco, who are 2-6, it's just, they're just not in the races. Poor old Craftman's in here casting. And by the way, everyone, if anyone wants to see any of these other matches, I don't know how many more are going on at this point, they are available on the local team stream. So you can go and have a look. You can go and listen to Endpoint
Very
be
true.
sad if you want to hear Craftman. Or I presume somebody be happy if you want to watch ESPartaco.
Yeah, who is streaming ESPartaco? We may as well shout them out as much as we can, because I love that there's a lot of team streams happening.
Stizzy's Twitch, wasn't it? I think it
It
was
looks
on a
like
player.
it might be on
Players.
Dignitas.
No.
I think it is. It looks like it might be, you know. I think
Really?
it's on Dignitas. Yeah, it's on Dignitas.
Oh.
Just / Dignitas. I don't know who's casting, and let me just unmute. I'm so bad with voices, I'm going to type !cast.
I mean, back in my day, Dignitas was what? We had Turtle and Gibbs. What a duo.
Oh, it's Gyro, Explosive Gyro, and Caleb. It'd be
Explosive.
Caleb.
We got Caleb speaking, doing words and that. Good for him.
Yeah, he just called me out for doing ! casters.
Hey, Stumpy, why are you doing ! casters, bro? Don't you recognize me?
Oh God, sorry, he's talking as well at the same time. I'm being
Right,
thrown
well,
off.
do your job, Stumpy, and come over here and talk about this Rocket League, because while we've been nattering, Endpoint have almost taken a shot on target, and I'm very proud of them.
Good for them, because they need that. They've got Andrew the Mandrew screaming in their ears, saying that you need to make sure that you're going to be
Hit the ball. Why
that
you
you're
hit
actually
that
hitting
ball?
the ball a bit better.
Why'd you save that? What on
Come on,
earth?
come on, Stizzo. That was
Shame.
all three players from Endpoint there trying to commit on that single ball, and they did so. Backboard for Dying. Why have you done that to me now? I'm saying Doing. That's the worst version.
I want to get a pogo.
No, that's the worst. If he gets a pogo and you forget to go Doing.
That'd be so me. No, you
really
nip in
would.
there ahead of me.
Yeah. You're like
Yeah,
setting it
guys.
up. Like,
I've got this
Doing.
Doing, it just bounces off him. Doing. He sends it into the centre where Matane was waiting in his bronzed car. And Stizzy can clear it a little bit scarily towards Toxic, but he actually follows it along. Good play and beats Sarge to the ball. Dorito might be able to finish this one here. Do you remember the Dorito pun era? I like that era.
I do. That was a good era. That's when he was on Vodafone Giants. Was that his team?
Crumbs, I don't know. I don't know, mate.
Oh, that's nearly a goal though for Matane in the orange mobile and the bronzed car. 30 seconds. A couple of players trying to dive in for that one. Stizzy reset one. The second is not going to find its way through though. Final 20 and Endpoint on the precipice of going down 0-2.
Right, boys, you got to score. You got to do it now. Get hold of that ball. Send it longwards. Score
Nah.
it. Put it between the posts.
Nah. Final
Here's
10,
Arju.
Arju going central with it, and Dorito to commit and just completely beats out every player from Endpoint.
Very flat from Endpoint, and they will take a deserved loss to ESPartaco, who go 2-0 up on the cusp of being 3-6 overall and dragging Endpoint right back down there with them.
Absolutely outrageous. Unbelievable. unbelievable play from ESPartaco, who a team that, we were looking at them, hoping, thinking, oh, maybe this is going to be a decent team to just out of nowhere have their honeymoon period during one of these tournaments. And they did not have it previously in the tournament. They still haven't really had it. They're still at 2-6. The only teams that they have beaten are... oh my God, this is not logos. They're beaten Jobless.
Yep.
And they've also beaten JJ Rocks, but who hasn't at this point? I reckon we could.
What, rock them? Rock their world.
I think we could rock their socks off.
What third would we need to get 2 goals in a game? Like, would we get 2 goals if we had Zen as our third?
Yeah, I think so. I absolutely think so. I think if we've done our 4v3s, so we have them with Shogun and Johnny, and we can get a couple of goals against pro teams, and there's 4 of us. I think if we then get literally Zen on our team,
he's better than 2 of us. Yeah, I see what you're saying. That makes sense. I'll buy that.
He's much more impactful.
Yeah, fair. No, that makes sense. Good
I would swap 3 of us for Zen, I think.
Really? What if the one that was left was you, though?
Who would I put in? I think at this point I'll put you in.
Oh.
Because you're playing the game.
Who's Ewan? I said.
I gave you a compliment.
I know. And
at this point, no, because now I've been burned. After giving you a compliment, now I'm not going to ever give you one again. So, I don't want it. Yes,
I like
you do.
yeah, I do a lot. Anyway, let's hope that Endpoint have had enough of being just completely abused right here by ESPartaco, because it has been ugly for Endpoint. ESPartaco are dancing around them, making them look not silly, but easy to beat.
Yeah, I mean, it looks relatively routine. Dorito getting above there makes it very awkward for the defenders. And look at the boost differences across the entirety of Endpoint, and then against ESPartaco. A lovely little musty on target, Dorito to clear it away. But I think that's the main thing. We're seeing Endpoint just starved in every single avenue.
And here comes Toxic up against Dying. Retain there with Stizzy in the center. Dorito, I mean, there's better pressure right now from Endpoint. They've clearly made a decision to play on the front foot a bit more, but one mistake is going to undo all that good work, is it? No. Toxic nips in from the side and gets an all-important touch.
And we have seen playing that aggressively really make sure that your team is either going to, work well on that front foot, or if you're not on the same page, which we saw earlier when Toxic went up and hit the ball into no man's land, it's then just going to be an open net at the back. And Toxic now has to run back to clear that one away, Dying back in the center. Fame will be the first one to it, but Dorito fancied a bite. Oh, Stizzy, a mistouch and Toxic's in.
Yeah, in the end, it was Endpoint who countered. It seemed that they'd pushed forward too much, had Team Endpoint, but they just allowed ESPartaco in, and it's worked out well for them, because they are the ones that get the free goal. And for the first time this series, we have got an Endpoint lead. It's exciting.
I mean, from me saying I thought Endpoint might win, it's a far cry from that so far.
Fair play, Jara Jam.
Still a lot more. Yeah, I mean, Jammers has done a very good job of making sure that we don't just go a full sweep on the desk. Retain central on target. Ooh. Beats out the low boost, Dying.
Jara Jam starting to look silly. Endpoint are working now. It was a heavy touch from Retain, but Stizzy turned it into a good one. And Retain was like, oh, guess I'll just score then. And he did.
Lovely to see. A little bit of teamwork across the pond.
Oh, it's a beautiful thing. But you don't want to see teamwork across teams. You want to see teamwork between the same team. Oh, just coming in again. Endpoint might, and I'm not exaggerating, be the best team in the world right now.
I think they might be. I really think they might be. Endpoint, currently in this game, unbeaten. That's all the data I need.
In this game.
Yeah.
Barely let a glove of ESPartaco. Might as well give them the reverse sweepery now. Stizzy finds Dorito. They're getting going again, though. Oh, what a little wait there from Dorito. It didn't work out in the end, but I like the little pause to let the ball bounce. Always tempting to not do that. Dorito over the top. Here comes Dying, and Stizzy can't follow it home.
3 goals to try and bring back as well for ESPartaco is going to be rough. But Dorito missing that one, losing it, and Dying coming in for the shot. Couple of fakes now. We saw a lot of aggression earlier. These fakes are going to be slowing down ESPartaco somewhat, I think, whenever you try and go for them. But so far, working a little bit better than just sheer full-out aggression.
Oh, Stizzy with the slowdown. Dying tries to turn into it. Can he just force the angle there? Not quite there. Dorito has a shooting chance. Toxic's in front of him, wants to get the dunk. Not able to again on this occasion. The pressure is all ESPartaco's. This is how the first goal went in, though, for Endpoint, Stumpy. And since then, it's been all the team in blue.
Good clear long though from Dorito, going to the complete opposite back corner. Matane to collect midfield. Stizzy shoots on target, but a diving back Arju can save it away.
This is going to just kiss Matane and then bounce back and leave it to Matane. Nice little moment there. Dorito to the side. Oh, Dorito's then. Oh, it's Matane. For goodness sake, I thought it was an orange player that was team bombed, but it was just Matane. You're right. Yeah.
I'm good.
That's right. Enjoy that little moment. That's a goal. That's a save from Arju. Well done.
Yeah, this is funny. Under 2 minutes. And Endpoint, yeah, I mean, after their raucous lead, their crazy lead, the game slowed down somewhat, or rather the scoring has slowed down somewhat. But Endpoint have still managed to make sure they haven't conceded after, I believe, going like pretty much perfect sweeps in the first two.
Yeah, I think they got
Toxic
themselves
scored
a goal.
one, but like...
That's classic MVP from last week, Toxic, to be fair, to score
That
one.
is so MVP from last week, Toxic. You couldn't script it.
Leaves it to the reason. It's got 100% of their goals up to this game, and suddenly the rest of his teammates start playing, and what do you know? They get a lead.
Exactly.
Whoa, Toxic, wonder save yet again. Doesn't even get a save on the in-game register. Because the game's sick of giving this man points. Dorito with Dying underneath him. He fakes it out wisely, and Dying shoots. And this game is still alive.
Brilliant fake too. I mean, I feel like I saw that coming where he then ends up going up for it, or rather he like boosts towards it. But from Matane's point of view, he's only got eyes on Dorito there.
Stompy saw it coming though. Well done. Can we get
I saw it coming, but I'm not playing. So
maybe you should be, mate, with your foresight. That's a good kick-off.
Barely got two sight.
Arju into the centre. Oh, it's Arju against Dorito. Suddenly could be 4, but it's not the best flick in the world. And Dorito clears.
There's a chance there, I think, for Endpoint to maybe just get one more goal, but it's all questions towards ESPartaco right now. Fully back, but Matane just challenging versus his own teammates. Actually gets possession straight back over towards ESPartaco.
Dorito charges it, Dying follows it up.
Oh my word.
And we only have 1 goal left for Endpoint to survive if they're to avoid the overtime.
Oh my word.
Gosh.
Dying is there, literally in the perfect place. Final 22 chat. Do we see Endpoint or do we see ESPartaco win this?
I've got a feeling ESPartaco are going to take this, but we can only find out here. Dying gets the kickoff lost to him well. Stizzy has to avoid Dying's play.
Oh, what a
Dying
block.
goes forward. It's a massive block there from Arju. And Stizzy almost own goals for good measure. Lots of love between these two teams. Doritos pre-jumps. Dorito's got it. Toxic saves. Stizzy's turned onto the backboard. Toxic's nowhere near. Arju just slows the game down. It was almost the dirtiest pre-jump you will ever see. But instead, one more chance maybe. Go. Arju gets the block this time. Stizzy downwards. Dorito's in.
My God.
Dorito gets it. How have they done this?
There's no way that that's happened with 0 seconds. How long was that up for? Every single player, perfect positioning. No problem across the board for ESPartaco. And if that does not galvanize you for an overtime, I do not know what does.
The goal of the day is scored at 0 seconds, but now we have Endpoint down the other side. Matane could kill it. He pushes it just wide. Stizzy has to get this read. Dorito and Dying in front of him. Dying doinks it to Dorito, but Arju saves.
Shaky hands across the board from both teams for very different reasons. Endpoint had a 3-0 lead and we're in overtime.
Arju to the side. Stizzy waiting for Matane's clearance. Still showing composure here. Not charging in ESPartaco, even though they can sense this series belonging to them. Dying goes long to Stizzy. Does Stizzy has a shooting chance? He just slows it down. In comes Dying against the bomb. This must be it! And it is! Endpoint are felled. ESPartaco, Spanish Bim Bam 3.0, take the series by 3 games to 0.
Wrap all of this into a clip that lasts 1 minute because you will seal magic. Oh my word, I cannot believe ESPartaco still won that. They were 3-0 down with like a minute and a half left. I'm going to go back and watch Craftman's heartbreak in real time after this.
Can we do the thing where we pause it right on the moment his heart rips in two?
I think we're going to have to.
I love that.
ESPartaco, how are you 2-6, lads?
I know. They played very well.
3 and 6 now, obviously, but...
Endpoint were by nowhere near their best, but ESPartaco still had to play very well. They showed moments. That 0-second equaliser, this is the one. Look at this. The ball's still up. The ball's been up about 30 seconds at this point, bear in mind. Arju gets the ball, and what a touch that is.
What a pass,
from
man.
Stizzy.
I love this positioning too from Stizzy, because he cuts inside there
Bump.
and then just completely goes away from the ball, keeps Arju grounded, opens up anything on the top for that final shooting player. Brilliant. Brilliant movement. Jar of Jam, my word, you are a jar of genius, my friend.